back to Tattered Stitch Embroideries. This week I'm going to show you how to create this cute little mug rug here. I've designed a whole bunch of these and I want to go ahead and show you how easy it is to put these together and just how quick and beautiful they can be. So I've gone ahead and I've hooped my stabilizer. For this project I am using a cutaway medium weight stabilizer. But if you plan on washing your mug rugs, then I would suggest using either tearaway or soft and stay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to embroider out our very first placement stitch. So now that my placement stitch has been finished up, I went ahead and I laid down my background fabric and I've taped it into place, and so now we're going to stitch out our placement stitch. Our tack down stitch has been finalized for the mug rug, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stitch out the placement stitch for the center of the mug rug. Okay, I just want to show you that the placement stitch has been finalized. Now I'm laying down a layer of batting and then also my fabric on top, and I'm going to tape it into place, and now we're going to get ready to stitch out the tack down stitch for this step. Okay, so that step is finalized, so now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to trim away our batting and our fabric, and I'm going to clip really closely to my zigzag stitch here so that when my purl stitch, satin stitch that is, goes over this black zigzag line, hopefully not too much of this batting and fabric will show through. So now that we have gone ahead and we've trimmed away the fabric and the batting, I'm going to go ahead and put it back into the hoop, or the machine I mean, and I'm going to embroider out the main design of this pattern. And I'm going to use red because I think that it's going to be beautiful against the black and white. So that flower background is done stitching, and it is really beautiful now that it's final. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to finish up the front of the pattern by embroidering out our pearl satin stitch. Okay, so now we're done with the main design of our pattern, and this is a step that I really want to focus on. I want to go ahead and show you how to lay the back panels down so that when we're done embroidering this, you can see how we flip it out and finish it off. So for this back step, what I want to show you is I have taken and cut 2 panels of fabric, roughly 6 by 6 inches, and I folded them both in half. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our pattern and we're going to lay the top or the bottom portion of this panel down like so, and we're going to tape it into place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our second panel of fabric and we're going to lay it down, but we're going to overlap it so that it overlaps the bottom portion of this panel by at least 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. And then we're going to tape everything down into place, and then we're going to go ahead and run our final tack down stitching. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to tape this into place right now. And if you notice, what I went ahead and did also was I made all my fabric at least an inch bigger than the original size of the pattern, so that I had enough fabric to go ahead and trim away when I'm done. Okay, so our pattern is done stitching. If I forgot to mention it, one important step before you stitch this out is you want to make sure anyway, that your folds of your fabric are facing the center of the pattern. You want your loose edges over here, and you want your folds in the center. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this pattern out of my hoop, and then I'm going to trim away the excess fabric and clip my corners. And then we'll flip it inside out, and then we will be done. And then we're just going to take it and we're going to pull it through and poke out the corners and press, and we will have a beautiful little mug rug. Got this nifty little bone folder here, helps me poke out my corners a little bit better. Let's see how that kind of finishes it off like that. And here we go. So thanks for hanging out with us today. I hope that you enjoyed today's project.